And we're back here on WTUL New Orleans. I've got two special guests. I've got Cliff Hines and G Maxwell. Can you say your last name? I've only seen it in print.
We can say it's Zermanovic.
Zermanovic?
You don't even have to remember that.
Sorry.
It's really all right.
Yeah. The Hertz duo.
The Hertz duo. It's
Hertz, don't it?
We're not sure. Yeah, it's like one of those band names that can be pronounced different ways. I think both HZ duo and Hertz duo are correct. Although it might eventually get shortened to just Hertz.
Hertz.
Yeah.
That's
which
what's
makes
up.
it sound like actually a band instead of like we're two guys.
That seems to be like a kind of a trend in band names, kind of like being one plural word, and that's.
We have every interest in adhering to all the trends.
But usually it doesn't end with a Z, you know. Then that'd be.
Well, yeah, it started as a Hines Zermanovic duo. You know?
Hines the okay.
But then that was pretty clunky.
No one knows Zermanovic, no. So it's like, you know.
I do know that I've seen you. Am I right? Don't you play with a country band?
He plays with Andrew Duhon.
I play with Andrew Duhon here in New Orleans.
But now he plays with other people.
Yeah. Right.
I'll let him say if he wants
It's
to.
all right.
If you want to plug it.
No, I just started playing with Miranda Lambert.
Right.
Why do you,
right.
you don't say it like that? Come on, you're
Well,
excited.
of course I'm excited.
Yeah, you're loving your life.
It's,
Come on.
it's impossible. It's just, you know, I'm still...
He's just trying not. He's not trying to brag about his.
Yeah,
new
I'm
gig,
just
but
like
we're all
insecure
really
about it.
proud about
I
him.
really appreciate you guys
landing a
so
pro
much.
bro gig.
I mean,
so pro.
I saw his Instagram stuff. You know, he's very excited to see you on the big stage and doing your thing.
on,
And we're very excited to have him play on a small stage.
I love the small stages.
Yeah.
What's up?
Stages, whatever. They're all good.
So, yeah.
But yeah, our band is the HC duo, and we play improvised music that doesn't sound like improvised music. We've been doing looping stuff for years, but that we slowly evolved into Ableton territory, and just using Ableton to loop guitars and create compositions out of thin air and try to rock as hard as we can, / try to get as ethereal and quiet as we can. And whatever we feel that night is the music that we make that night.
That's what's up. So both of y'all seem to be very into improvising.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And this is going to be where?
This is going to be the Ace Hotel tomorrow night. It's Sound Observatory, New Orleans.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
SONO is presenting. It's the Shape of Jazz to Come series, like some people who are, stretching the bounds of what improvisation. In particular, I think it's been only instrumental improvisation so far. They had Mike Dillon and James Singleton doing the first series. Magnetic Ear did the next one, and now we're the third. So
were you playing with Mike Dillon that time, or?
No, it's just Mike and James Singleton duo.
So he does all kinds of projects too. But
yeah, and him and James have such chemistry. Yeah, they're amazing together.
Yeah,
they go way back.
I was looking at that SONO website. I've never heard of them until I saw your poster for this gig, and just they seem to have really good people designing graphics and a really good sense of brand that they're going for and stuff.
Totally. And they're just trying to be a funding and promotion for creative music in New Orleans. Aurora Nealand is closely involved with SONO. SONO was involved in promoting all those huge monocle production shows. So SONO's doing good stuff, and we're glad to be a part of their series.
That's what's up. So we could keep talking. We will. But how about if you're just now tuning in, I'm here with Cliff and G Maxwell from the HZ duo, or Hertz, or the Hertz duo, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to play something for them. Which one of these should I play?
This is a song we did a recording session, believe it or not, 3 years ago, and we're now finally getting around to mixing and releasing it. So these are brand new mixes, and they're hot off the press. Thank you, Ian Painter, for sitting down with us and getting some stuff done. This is a song we submitted actually 3 years ago to the NPR Tiny Desk concert, this is a song called 17.
All right, y'all. If you're just now tuning in, here's 17 by the HZ duo, also known as Hertz. Here we go. And we are back. I'm here, if you're just now tuning in, I'm here with Cliff and G Maxwell from the HC Duo. And that one was called 9, am I right?
That was 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how'd you got, what was the process of that? It was improving basically.
Yeah, so it's all that's the rule. That's the lone rule in this project is, to stay hopefully true to the idea that we're just going to be creating whatever's going to be moving us right then, So with this particular recording session, we set up in a house that Cliff was staying in, and we basically had 2 days, and we recorded 20 little improvised compositions. It's kind of, got them down and then forgot about them,
Right.
That's how it goes. We usually don't hear this stuff until long after it gets put down on something. And then it got revisited, and then of the 20, there were maybe 3 that were, listenable and cool.
No.
No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. But
They're all
but
pretty good in their
yeah,
own right.
exactly. They all have moments, which is awesome. But some of them felt like more complete ideas.
And so you actually do go back and revisit these.
Yeah, even if it takes a few years, we'll try to definitely.
We definitely got hijacked by life, and then
it's like I
Because
haven't.
y'all both have a lot of other projects y'all involved.
That's right. And I don't live here anymore. And
Where you live at?
so I just moved to Nashville,
Nashville.
in June.
There's a lot of gigs out there.
Yeah, that's true.
So both of y'all play with Mike Dillon a lot. What's that like?
Heroic.
Yeah, it's definitely the most unique band experience I've ever been in.
Same.
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 Yeah, and you learned a lot in that. I mean, I've been on the road with him for like 5 years, so I've definitely learned so much on the bandstand with him. It's definitely like
It's like its own school of rock.
Yeah.
It's like you're kind of like a graduate of that curriculum of like getting your ass handed to you.
yeah, it's definitely it's made me a lot more bombastic of a player. That's for sure. And I know. I mean. You came off those gigs with some bloody knuckles. Sometimes.
Oh, without a doubt. I still have calluses that are new.
He really pushes you to hit the gas pedal and just keep going and going and go
Right.
further than you can think you can.
And for those that don't know, he plays xylophone, and,
Vibraphone. Yeah.
vibraphone, and
He plays them all,
percussion,
but-
and all kinds of stuff. And I know he had kind of he listened to a lot of punk music when growing up, and I noticed he brought y'all into these gigs with some pretty big league people like Dean Ween.
Yeah, we did Megalomaniacs Ball last year. Me and Max played with Dean Ween, Norwood Fisher from Fishbone was on it.
Claude Coleman also.
Claude
from
Coleman
Ween.
also from
Getting to
Ween.
do double drums with Claude is like dream life.
And that's like a
I'm sure
real musician's musician, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've done some Ween after party shows where Claude would come still like, sweaty from playing a giant stadium with Ween, and then just come play drums with us. Like,
Yeah.
What a hard working dude. I mean, yeah, he's an amazing human, an amazing player. That's really great to get to play with Claude, and of course getting to play with Nathan Lamberton every night. Our close friend.
Oh yeah.
Known him for years, and he's been in the band for the last couple of years. So
Iconic.
Yeah.
Iconic Nathan Lambert.
the one, the only, Kirk Nasty.
Kurt Nasty. Yeah. And so and also HR from Bad Brains. Just want to throw that out there.
That's
'cause
right.
I really enjoyed that show.
Yeah, that was an amazing night, man. I mean, what a legend! Getting to share the stage with him a couple of years ago, Megalomaniacs.
He seemed very subdued, but it was still all right.
Yeah, that was a shame, but even still, it was great to be in his presence. Yeah.
So some other people we'll throw out there. G, besides the Miranda Lambert thing, you play with Andrew Duhan.
Yeah, that's right. Right here in town, Andrew Duhan.
Fresh off a tour with him.
That's right. I just got back a couple days ago from a Northeast run with him. We're in the throes of putting a record out early next year. After touring with him for the better part of 4 years or so.
Yeah.
And we all met down here.
Where does the time go?
Yeah.
There you go. The time's always there, man. It's us that go places. Whoa. And then there's a fellow named Ian Ethan Case.
Ian Ethan Case.
Who's a double neck kind of virtuoso acoustic guitarist who is kind of picking up where Michael Hedges left off.
A little bit like the Cocky King style.
Yeah,
Of like slap harmonics.
Yeah, playing a
tapping.
guitar like a drum piano.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
And
really
it's
inspiring.
These kind of through composed loop compositions that end up being 20 minutes long, and it's insane. And it's
That's
really,
what's up.
So he's hitting the road really hard these days, heading overseas.
That's the beautiful thing about Max. I mean, he's really able to, do the acoustic environment thing really well. You know, he's accompanying all these, acoustic artists like Duhan and Ian, and, really fits well in that world, really like tasteful drumming, and yet still can turn around and play with people like me and Mike Dillon and go crazy,
Right.
like bombastic, Hildegard stuff. Yeah, we haven't even mentioned yet, we're both in the band Hildegard.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I was
Right, our main project together.
I was gonna definitely ask you. I was gonna ask you, yeah. So, Sasha, you, and
yeah.
you.
Sasha's who got me to town actually.
Yeah.
They met
that-
in China.
Yeah, we were on a gig together in Beijing. That's how
Wow,
I
I
got involved in New Orleans.
Yeah, I
to begin
just
with.
flew out. I spent the last 3 days with my friend, and she went to Shanghai.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so, I know a little bit about China, but that's cool.
Yeah.
It's
That's
life
awesome.
changing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to get over there.
Me too. So, Sasha, I just read some today on Facebook. She's going to be in Denmark for a while.
Yeah, she's doing a Copenhagen residency in February, and hopefully I'm gonna go join her for some part of that.
For
but
something?
I'm not holding my breath. We're gonna try our best.
How long is that going to be for?
She's up there for like a month.
Yeah.
But then she might hang around, do some stuff more. But we're also working on finishing up a Hildegard EP, and we're gonna book a nationwide tour.
That's what's up.
Availability.
So-
determining.
I got to see 2 of those shows y'all did with what's the singer's name again? She works with Kendrick a lot. Anna Wise.
Anna Wise.
Those are great nights.
Yeah.
Those are really great
shows.
nights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did one show in Baton Rouge, and then
That's
the
right.
following night at Ian Painter's studio. Yeah, amazing shows. Yeah, that's a really great space. We definitely need to do more shows there, but also just getting to play with Anna and Dane. I mean, that was really humbling. Also, their background vocalist, Jonathan Horde, we're really good friends with him, based out of New York. One of the sweetest human beings
Yeah, I remember that
you
guy,
will
yeah.
ever meet. Oh my God, he's
Yeah.
just like a ball of love. But yeah, they were incredible. Anna is just so amazing, and hopefully we're gonna get to do some more shows with them. I mean, as Hildegard, we're really lucky that we've got to play with some of our like biggest heroes and inspirations. Getting to play with Sunny Moon, getting to play with Nowhere, getting to tour with Nowhere. I mean, it's really amazing. It's so cool. Played with Brazilian Girls.
Yeah.
And probably more bands that I should be thinking of. Open for Marco Benevento, obviously Mike. But yeah, I mean, it's really
Dave Binney.
Dave Binney. Yeah, he sat in with us
Yeah.
and shredded some old school Cliff Hines off of Wanderlust, Dresden.
Yeah.
Playing some crazy sax, playing a lot of sax. It was amazing. Yeah. So we're very, very fortunate with our band and who we get to play with, and it's we may not have a lot of fans, but the fans that we do have are like some really heavyweight musicians. So we're definitely humbled by that.
That's what's up.
It's weird how that works out.
I could tell you from your old band in high school, Zosimus, I could sense a lot of like I feel like you listen to a lot of Primus coming up, and you got a chance
Totally.
to do something with opening for him with Andy Kaufman. Well, maybe.
Well, yeah, who is it? Andy Kaufman,
Yeah.
Bob
Zamuda,
Bob
right?
Zamuda, yeah.
Yeah.
Tony Clifton.
Yeah.
I just keep saying names. No, all the same guy. Tony Clifton got the privilege of playing with him. The Dead Kenny G's were his band, and it was me, Carly Myers, and Ashlyn Parker.
Carly Myers from Roar.
Nah, yep.
Wow, she was on here last week. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like a 6-piece, Dead Kenny G's plus the 3 of us as the Tony Clifton band opening for Primus, and it was one of the weirdest experiences of my life, getting
Yeah.
to play Rhinestone Cowboy for like 12 minutes, and also God Bless America, and I got picked. Well, I volunteered to sing the high note on God Bless America. Tony's asking us around during rehearsal, so I can't hit that high note, but I'm gonna need one of you guys to hit it.
Yeah.
So any volunteers? And I stupidly rose my hand, and I did it.
Yeah.
And it was cool to sing the high notes on "God Bless America" in front of 2,000 sweaty Primus fans.
Yeah. So why don't we play another record? If you're just now tuning in, I'm here with Cliff Hines and G Maxwell Zermanovic.
Zermanovic. You got it.
Got it.
Yeah, so we were trying to play 17. We accidentally played 9, which was really cool because it features that moment at the end where I accidentally found some crazy guitar glitch madness. But now we're going to play the one that we wanted to play, and this one is called 17.
Okay. Here we go. 17 by HZ Duo, also known as the Hertz Duo. Here we go. And we're back. If you just now tuned in, this is WTUL New Orleans, and that was the HZ duo with a track called 17.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
Inspired after Winger. You know, we love Winger.
Winger.
Awful.
You know.
Yeah.
Awful joke.
Whatever. It's not funny.
For those of you who got that one,
Yeah,
sorry. And for those of you who didn't get that one, sorry.
Seriously, inspirations.
Kip, dude. Also a Nashville guy.
I saw recently you posted a little, a bit of your own obituary to the guy from Cannes. What's his name?
Oh yeah, Holger Kazuke.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. 2016, we saw Jockey. I'm gonna butcher his last name, so I'm not gonna try. Apologies to the rock gods. Jockey, the drummer from Cannes, died last year, and now this year the bass player died, Holger. The guitar player died a few years back, so I think that just leaves us with the keyboard player, whose name is escaping me, even though he's a mad scientist, genius, huge inspiration of mine, as well as Damo Suzuki and the original singer Malcolm. They're all surviving. But yeah, it's a really strange time we're living in. That we're seeing the all of our heroes kind of die. Not kind of die, absolutely die. Yeah, and it's. You know, I mean, it's natural. It's a part of life, but it's also a beautiful thing to get to have a reminder to visit people's stuff, and you know, also just a reminder to appreciate these people while they're still alive. And I mean, I know Bowie had plenty of fans when he died, but I'm sure I know that like Can never really made it to the mainstream, except for like, you know, the weird cult fans. You know,
There's a lot of DJs here that are absolute disciples of Can.
I mean, I think anyone who digs deep enough into like progressive music will find Can at the roots of a lot of this stuff, and they're monumental. I mean, Radiohead was covering Can when they were still getting started out. Kanye even sampled Can. You know? I mean, it's a really stupid song, but it's
Which
really
one
cool.
is it?
Drunken Hot Girls.
Oh,
yeah, because Damo Suzuki, his weird lyrics could sound like he's saying anything, so he's like saying Donkey Hoggle, you know, and Kanye made that into Drunken Hot Girls.
Man, that's something else. Yeah.
What a genius, you know.
What
Damo or Kanye?
I'm gonna leave that to the listeners.
And then
I say both.
Yeah. Also, I want to get to this. That show you play with George Porter Jr. That's definitely got to be one of the heroes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that was heavy. We first did that band back at Progression Music Series last Halloween. It was a show with Chris Royal's Dark Matter, and then me and Chris joining forces with Alvin Ford and Brian Coogan from Pretty Lights and George Porter Jr. And we got to revisit this gig a couple weeks ago at the Maple Leaf. Coogan couldn't make it, but we got Pretty Lights' new keyboard player,
I've
Brandon
got
Butler.
so many friends that are just absolute disciples of Pretty Lights. And a lot of people I know showed up to that one,
Yeah, it was really cool. I mean, Pretty Lights is amazing just for the fact that he's... I just love modular synth now. I'm super obsessed with it, and he's doing some extremely musical stuff with modular synth, so that alone I have to appreciate. And then, you know, he's providing work for all of these, you know, amazing friends of mine, and they're getting to play some really cool music together. So
that's good.
Yeah. It's really amazing stuff. But yeah, that show was, you know, so great. I'm very lucky to get to play with some personal heroes and legends. And I mean, yeah, all the local legends practically I've gotten to play with. You know, except for like the trad guys, because that's my own fault for never really going down the trad route. But you know, a lot of the people who are part of the older guard of New Orleans, I've gotten to play with them. I'm just extremely lucky.
That's what's up. What about you, G? What are some of your biggest influences?
Like in life or musically of New Orleans, or just kind of like
musically, like the stuff you're doing with Cliff right now, like what?
Oh man, I mean, Matt Chamberlain definitely comes to mind.
Matt Chamberlain?
Yeah, he's probably one of my I don't like superlatives like my favorite, but it's like probably one of my favorite musicians who just happens to play drums.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
He's heroic.
Yeah, I mean, as a sound designer alone,
man.
he's incredible.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, he's one of these drummers you've heard on all these famous tracks, and you didn't know it. And we can
Mm-hmm.
sit here and list them, but we don't need to. Just
Right.
look them up.
My influences also like make no sense too. You know what I mean? I grew up as like a pretty devout Metallica kid, and that's pretty embarrassing. But sorry, that stuff's so sick.
Yeah.
Sorry, but you know, then a lot of the stuff that I really love just has nothing to do with drums.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
Yeah.
I just never know anything about.
Because Max is a
anything.
musician,
Yeah.
not a drummer.
That's what's up. So, let's talk about the gig. It's tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, Ace Hotel, HC
3
Duo,
keys.
3 keys.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing 2 sets. One's at 9, the other one's at 10:30, abouts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're playing a lot of music. It's all improvised, and also I'm going to be breaking out some modular too. So we're going to do that for the very first time. I've never done modular in this project, but I've been shedding, and I think it's going to be really cool.
That's what's up. And if people want to follow you guys with,
It's facebook.com/hzduo.
Mm-hmm.
We also have a Bandcamp, bandcamp.hcduo.com. We got a lot of old live recordings that are really cool, definitely worth checking out. I think all the live recordings we have up are pre-Ableton, which are cool in their own right.
Mm-hmm.
But this new record is going to be our first like Ableton fueled release.
Right. That's
And
what's up.
tomorrow night's performance is going to be Ableton fueled.
All right, y'all. Well, that's the HZ duo. That's Cliff Hines and G Maxwell Zermanovic.
Yep.
And once again, they're playing at the Ace Hotel tomorrow night, 9:30, 10. I might be there, so I'm looking forward to it personally. And thank you guys for coming by.
Dude, thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, awesome. All right. Listen to WTUL New Orleans.